Tanakwea, Talofa, and good morning to you people of the internet. Welcome to the show. Now, one of the things you may or may not know about my family is we are massive geeks, in one way or another. And we're all geeks in some areas, but one area that really unites us is Doctor Who. We absolutely love it. Classic Who, New Who, and hex, we all enjoy it to a degree. My brother might have been at the extreme end at one time, as at one point he once owned a David Tennant's Doctor Who outfit. Seriously. There's a video in the description below where he did a video for the Doctor Who 50th anniversary with him as David Tennant. I bring up Doctor Who because I wanted to have a look back at a 3-episode arc. And inspired by Diamanda Hagen's Twatty Who reviews, I thought, hey, might be good to give my own take on these episodes. Give my own little original take. This is my thoughts on a 3-episode arc from the 27th series of Doctor Who.
This was still the era of David Tennant, his second season in the TARDIS. It was a really good solid series, with some fantastic stories including Human Nature, The Family of Blood, and of course Blink. But one of the things I really enjoyed about the series was the whole arc that encompassed it. There's a man named Mr. Saxon behind many of the events of the episodes, and finally it would culminate in the return of one of the Doctor's greatest adversaries. Following the Daleks and the Cybermen would come the Master. It opens with the TARDIS materialising in Cardiff, with the Doctor planning to refuel there. As he and Martha talk, we see a familiar face coming running straight back. It's Jack Harkness, played by John Barrowman. However, the Doctor doesn't really want another lovesick companion, so he tries to dematerialise before Jack can make it. However, this has two problems. One, the TARDIS is being flung to a time he's never visited before and can't seem to stop it. And two, Harkness isn't letting anything come between him and the Doctor. Not even time. We see some rejected extras from Twilight before we get our opening theme. I'm probably going to get some comments wondering what I think of these characters, so I'll save you guys your time and tell you. David Tennant's Doctor, I really like. Not a single person who has played the Doctor, classic or new, has ever rubbed me up the wrong way. I've always enjoyed what they've been able to bring to the role. And I do really think that Tennant did a pretty good job as the Doctor, and I would say he's my favourite New Who Doctor. Although I have enjoyed Eccleston, Smith and Capaldi as well. That being said, Tennant isn't my absolute favourite Doctor. I may do one of my favourite Doctor if you guys like the series, and if I don't get grief from the BBC. Martha, on the other hand, she's probably my least favourite companion. She rubs me up the wrong way, and she seems like a cardboard cutout of Rose in some ways. I am glad that they did manage to develop her more in the future, but it wasn't enough to save her in my eyes. Jack Harkness I also really like. A really cool side character played by a freaking great actor, and I wouldn't complain if he came back, even for one episode. There we go, I just saved you guys so many questions. But back to the review. We see someone running through a dark desert as he encounters what looks like Catwoman from The Long Halloween.
Gosh, lady, how long have you been shouting like that? Have some strepsils.
As a hunt begins, we meet Professor Yana, played by Derek Jacobi, and Chantho, played by Chip Chung. I really do like Jacobi. His demeanour reminds me of a classic Doctor. Not quite sure which one, though. Chantho looks cool, too. I think it's what the Andorians would look like if Star Trek started in the 2000s instead of the 1960s. Though the character herself, I'm pretty meh about. But more on that later. Yana and Chantho are trying to help repair a rocket to escape the planet when they discover a new signal, the TARDIS. The Doctor and Martha head out to explore the desert when Martha notices Jack, and being the medical professional in training, goes to help him. The Doctor introduces her to him, however Martha believes he's now dead. Well, she's in for a shock.
Oh, it's for me! It's alright, breathe deep, I've got you.
Captain Jack Harkness. And who are you?
Martha Jones.
Nice to meet you, Martha Jones.
Welcome back, Jack. Of course, in usual style, he tries to get in with Martha. There's a quick catch-up, then Jack and the Doctor celebrate the fact that Rose and her family are now in a parallel world. Rose haters rejoice. After some banter between the lot, the trio come across a beautiful alien city.
That a city?
City or a hive, or a nest, or a conglomeration.
Conglomeration. I like that word, just the way it rolls off the tongue. Conglomeration. They talk about the coming end, and I personally like the way they do it in this episode. They leave the real reason for the universe ending a mystery, and I think it works better. If it was this great entity coming to devour the universe or something, it could usually just build up to something that would just be a massive letdown. Kind of like the Langoliers. But enough of that, there's a guy to save.
Hey, does that look like a hunt? Come on!
Run, Forrest, run!
Oh, I missed it. Jack, don't you dare!
Guys, you outnumber them. Keep going. Ah. They're told of a silo and begin the run again. Oh, and how nice. The future kind stopped to let them breathe. They make it to the silo and after showing their teeth are let in.
Go back to where you came from. I said, go back, back!
Yana is absolutely ecstatic to hear that the Doctor has arrived, hoping he can gain some help to finish the rocket. As the Doctor follows a young boy to help find the man's family, he goes on another speech of human-centrist power.
Fundamental humans.
Kissing, shift.
End of the universe, and here you are. Indomitable, that's the word. Indomitable! Ha!
Before the family is beautifully reunited. We get a sight of this very impressive rocket as Yana takes him to the lab, but it looks like one of the refugees really needs to see a dentist. In the lab, Yana shows off his work, and once again, Jack is flirting and some technobabble before Martha finds a hand. More specifically, the Doctor's hand, which had been lost to the cigarettes on Christmas 2006. Now, I'm sure it was explained somewhere, but how on earth did Jack manage to get it?
Another hand.
Hello again.
Yes, Martha, he grew another hand. That's not so difficult to process. Although, I do question the capabilities of regeneration energy. How would it be able to have so much power? The scene is kinda boring, but there's still more good stuff from Jacoby's performance here. Still the kind, friendly gentleman, hopeful. Again, that classic Doctor-friendly personality comes out in him. When the Doctor works out the rocket isn't going to fly, he decides to work a little bit of his magic.
It's working, Doc.
But how did you do that?
Oh, we've been chatting away, I've got to tell you. I'm brilliant.
No, Doctor, it's because you have a sonic plot device. A device that can almost do anything because the writers don't know the meaning of the word limits. The people board the rocket as Kreese, the young assistant from earlier, tells Martha there's a diamond sky in Utopia, while the Doctor and Yana do final preparations.
Yeah, gluten extract binds the neutrino map together.
Gluten extract? Interesting. Any scientists in the comments? Is that actually possible? But Yana seems to have a bit of a problem. There's some drums going on in his mind. The final process is to deal with the radiation underneath the rockets. However, the future kind from earlier messes with the power and the radiation, and however, Jack's able to save the power, and after dying and coming back, goes down to finish the job in the radiation room. Martha begins to explain to Yana and Chantho about their little adventures. However, it seems there are some memories coming back for Yana too. While down below, the Doctor is outside informing Jack of why he is now immortal. For those who aren't familiar, Rose Tyler, a former companion, absorbed the time vortex and used it to bring Jack back to life. However, the consequence of this is now that he's immortal. He can no longer die.
Everything she did was so human.
She brought you back to life. But she couldn't control it. She brought you back forever.
However, Yana is still thinking a lot about this, and as he is reminiscing, he pulls out an old stopwatch of his. However, when Martha takes a closer look, it's not just any watch. It's the watch of a Time Lord. Martha tells the Doctor about the watch as it begins to speak to Yana. Memories come back, and then the watch opens. He locks out the trio, letting the future kind into the silo, and while Chantho tries to stop him, Yana reveals the truth and brings Chantho's life to a very shocking end. Looking back, Jacoby was an absolutely fantastic choice to play the Master, and another great name to put up there with the likes of Roger Delgado and Anthony Ainley. Unfortunately, this was quite short-lived. After managing to escape and revealing to us that Utopia was nothing more than a front, Chantho shoots him with his last breath. He locks himself away in the TARDIS, and he regenerates. Goodbye, Derek Jacobi, and hello, John Sim.
Hello.
Hello!
Hello.
The Master taunts the Doctor, and when the Doctor seemingly fails to stop him from escaping, the Doctor, Martha, and Jack are left to face the future kind. And end episode.
What did I think? It was a good episode. Yeah, the future kind are absolute crap, but there are some really great performances here. Derek Jacobi is exceptional, even though I do wish we saw more of him as the Master, and it was really good to have John Barrowman back. And as simply a setup episode, it really does leave you hungry for more, which is something I love. On a scale of 1 to 10, it would get a 7 from me. Looking back to when I was a kid, this episode actually used to be my least favourite. I used to only be into the real action sequences, not really into the really slow dialogue heavy episodes. But now that I'm older, I have a newfound appreciation for them. And yeah, it's something I do really enjoy in Doctor Who. But where does the story go from here? Well, join me next time as we look at Sound of the Drums. But until next time guys, goodbye, harera.